Test 1 2, test 1 2, test 1 2, test 1 2. Okay, good afternoon, everyone. I am Armando Sierra, your District Instructional Technology Strategist, and this is our first ever live webinar titled, What is Google Drive? This webinar will take about 60 minutes or maybe just a little bit under that. All resources can be found at the link below, and when I say link below, I really mean this link right here, bit.ly/MCISD Tech 2, and that will take you straight to this web page right here. So once you get to this web page, on the right hand side, you'll see all of these links. But if you do not know how to get to that web page by typing in the bit.ly link, you can go to our Mission CISD homepage, click on About Us, scroll down to where it says District Departments, and then go over all the way down until you find Instructional Technology right there. And this is what you should see. We have some information in here. The page will be updated regularly. We have some resources, information about resources, suggestions, contact information for me. You can also find me on Twitter, and you can follow me on YouTube or subscribe on YouTube. We also have the PD schedule. The PD schedule will be updated regularly as well, and it is a agenda style schedule. It'll show you everything that's going on. And I haven't put our next webinar in here yet in upcoming webinars, but it is in the calendar, so that's good to know. So you can always check that out to make sure that you know exactly what's going on in instructional technology professional development land. The first thing that we have over here, or the next thing after the PD schedule, is upcoming webinars. The upcoming webinars will bring you to a page that looks very similar to this. Yours may not have this image on it. It might have a different logo on it, and if it does, that just means that you have to sign into the web filter, and then you're good to go. There's also a link here that you could cut and paste and put it into your Omnibox or your browser, and it'll open up the YouTube site for you to go ahead and view. Just underneath upcoming webinars, we have PD resources. This is where you're going to find all of the documents for this presentation and for other presentations as well. If I am invited to go and present at your campus, I will be putting all of my information straight on here, and you'll see the title of the presentation as well as some hyperlinks for those documents as well. So for this training, since it is what is Google Drive, we have a few documents for you to actually open and view. The first one is our Google Slides, and it'll open up this presentation that I have created here. The second one, if I just remember where it's at, there it is. The second one is the webinar Q&A document link. You can open this one up right now, and what's going to happen is it'll bring over this document right here, and you're going to be able to type in your questions right underneath this, and in real time, I'll be able to read the questions and then go ahead and answer the questions for you. Now, if for whatever reason I don't get to your question, don't feel bad. I will check all the questions out at the end of the session, and then I'll respond to all those questions at the end of the session. If you do put more questions or comments or resources on this page, I will be able to go in there and view it at a later time and respond to your questions if you have those at that time as well. The next link that's on there is the session quiz Google form link. This is a Google form, and there's some information on here for you. It asks you for your first name, your last name, and your email address. I do suggest that you spell everything correctly, because when I send you your certificate is going to have everything the way it looks, just like you typed it in here. So make sure that you do fill it out correctly. It's also going to ask for your email address, and I would suggest putting either a personal email address or your Google email address. And then the questions are going to be right below that. There's some information at the top as well, giving you some more information about what I just shared with you right now. And then the last thing that you're going to see on the resources page is going to be the feedback survey Google form. And that's going to look something similar to this. You'll go ahead and select the appropriate training, and this is what is Google Drive. You'll select that, and then you'll go ahead and give me the feedback. And I do use the feedback so that I can make sure that all of my presentations actually improve, because I want to provide the best PD for you all. So if you have any questions, please put them in this form right here, and I'll be able to answer those questions right away. So that was just some of the information that I need to share with you before. I'm going to go ahead and start presenting right now. You'll see a full screen. Again, resources can be found at bit.ly /MCISD Tech 2, and my name is Armando Sierra. You can also follow me on Twitter at MCISD_Tech and on YouTube at MCISD Tech. Okay, before we get started, I just want to say that I am sorry about the massive amounts of emails you received from me yesterday. For some reason, that one email that I sent out was caught in a loop, and it continued to send it even through today, which is March 9th, 2016. Bear with us as we try to resolve that issue. Just note that all upcoming webinars will be listed on our instructional technology webpage, and I'll also have some tech tips on there as well, so you all can go in and view those whenever you are ready. All right, here we go. So on the agenda today, I went ahead and covered already ahead of the agenda where to find PD resources, social media and YouTube, how to find me on there. Professional background, I'm going to cover that right now. What is Google Chrome, types of Google apps, and how to use Google Drive. So for my professional background, I started teaching at Cantu Junior High in 2008, and I was a technology applications teacher, and I was there for 7 years. And then I moved over here in October of 2015 to central office to provide instructional technology support for our teachers, and that's just giving you all some sort of professional development for you all using the programs and other district initiatives that we have here in the district. So that's a little bit about me. I do love technology. I love everything that I can do with technology and how technology really simplifies the way we can interact with our students and the way we can have a very simplified workflow in the classroom. So we're going to go ahead and get started. I already went over the session resources. This is just there for those of you all that are watching on the recorded video on YouTube. So go ahead and look that over, and you can find your resources using these steps. So the first thing that I want to talk about is Google Chrome. A lot of you all use Google Chrome. Some of you don't. Some of you all still use Internet Explorer, and there's nothing wrong with that. I am a big advocate of Google Chrome, one, because it is a really good web browser, and it's compatible with all Google apps. It's very fast, and you can add apps, themes, and extensions straight from that. If you wanted to download Google Chrome, all you would have to do is click on this link right here. And again, you can find this in our resources on our resources page. So once you click on that, you're going to get taken to a website, and it'll ask you to download it for your computer. And it should know whether you're using a Windows computer or a Mac computer, and it'll give you the appropriate download features once you do that. So I'm going to go ahead and open up Google Chrome, and this is what Google Chrome looks like. It's very simple. You do see a bunch of bookmarks down here. This is your bookmarks bar, and the very top up here you have your tabs. These tabs are your tabs to get around to your different windows that are open. So if you open a different website, it'll pop up in this area here. Okay, the next thing that I want to show you is the Omnibox. This area right here is called your Omnibox. This is where you would go ahead and type in your website. So I would go ahead and type in www.mcisd.net, and it'll take me to the website. Now you could also do that by opening up a new tab and then typing in the URL right here, or URL, right in this area as well. You can also do searches straight from this Omnibox as well. So if I wanted to look up something about cats, I can look up cats, and I will see all the information about cats, and I don't have to go to google.com and then search. It just automatically starts putting everything in here as a search, If you don't have like a .com or .org, it'll automatically put it in as a search. So that's pretty cool. To the right of it, usually right here, you're going to have a little star, and this star is your bookmarks. So whenever, let's say I want to go ahead and bookmark this website, I could click on the star and it'll say bookmarked. And so I can go ahead and say, you know what, I want it to be put into my bookmarks bar. And then what if I want to put it into a folder in my bookmarks bar? I can put it under resources. And so what happens now is under resources, it's going to be at the very bottom and it'll say cats. And that's how you would go ahead and bookmark a website, straight from there. And I have all of my useful bookmarks up here, my Gmail, calendar, drive, some MCISD websites, the OPAC for Destiny, our libraries, programs, and I click on that, open that up, Edleo sites, other information as well, and a bunch of resources that I have straight in here. So all of that stuff is straight through here, through Google, something that you can use. Another thing I'd like to go ahead and show you is on the right-hand side, we have these three little bars. I call them the hamburgers, but it's really your settings. It says customize and control Google Chrome. So when you click on that, we have a bunch of settings in here. And so we can click on a new tab, we can click on a new window, or a new incognito window. So let's go over these three first real quick. So the new tab will open up a new window inside this one big window. It'll open up a new tab in this one big window. And so once that happens, you're going to be able to do the same things that we just did a moment ago. So I'm going to go back over here. New window will pop up an actual window, a different or separate window. And then we also have new incognito window. So incognito window means that it won't be tracking any of your data. So usually I use this when I have to sign in with one of my other Google accounts. I go ahead and open this up and I sign in with an account, and I can have my regular account over here and then my other account that I signed in with on this side as well. So it's a pretty useful nifty trick here. So under this as well, we have our history, that we can see all the history that we have, and it even has all of our history from other devices as well. We have our downloads, we have bookmarks, we have zooming in and zooming out, print functions, the find, more tools, edit, and settings. And so we'll go into settings real quick, and I just wanted to show you one or two things. I know a lot of us use Chrome on different computers. Let's say you have a training and you have to go to PDC to use a computer. When you go to PDC and you use that computer and you sign in with your account, it's automatically putting all of the information into that Chrome browser. So if you have passwords that you have saved on that account, then it's going to be connected to that Chrome browser in the PDC. And so in order for you to wipe that information off of the Chrome browser, I always suggest going to your settings and then your settings again, and you'll be at this page here. Underneath where it says people right here, there's going to be little profiles right under that. You'll click on a profile and then you'll click on remove. And what that's going to do, it's automatically going to remove everything from that one browser. So you won't have to worry about any of your data still being connected to that browser. Okay, so that's something that you should always do. And anytime I have a training, I try to remind everyone to do that as well. So just be aware that that's what you would be doing, going to the top up here, then going to settings, and then removing this person that's there. And if there's multiple profiles on that, I would go ahead and remove them all as well. Okay, I'll go back to my presentation real quick. Okay, and again, if you wanted to download it, you can go ahead and download it at this website right here, and you should be good to go. That's not what I wanted, excuse me. All right, here we go. So I went over this stuff right now. This is the Omnibox, the new tab button right here. And you can go ahead and review this at your own pace. If you have never signed in to Google Chrome using your Google Apps for Education account, this is how you would do it. You would go to www.google.com, click on the blue sign in button right here, and then click on or type in your email, which is your email, your prefix at missioncisd.org. And then your password is your regular password, the same password you use to get into your computer every day. That's going to be the same password that you use. Okay, nothing else is different. Just remember to spell out the name Mission, not MCISD. Okay, so the next thing that I want to show you is the apps. Where do you find your apps? On the very upper right hand corner, and I'll show you a different view in just a moment, you're going to see your name and then maybe an icon over here and then a bell right here, and these are your notifications. Right here, you're going to see your waffle icon, or the app drawer is what I like to call it. And it's your app drawer because if you think about your Android phone, there's an app drawer on your Android phone, and that's where all of your apps are, that's where they live, and that's where you can easily access them, excuse me. All apps will be located in this area right here. So let's go ahead and show you where that's at. So I'll go ahead and have this open, and this is just my Google Drive account, and the apps area is right here. I click on it, and this is what it looks like. So you'll have all of your apps right through here, and you can even click on more, and even more apps will pop up for you as well. So that's a pretty cool trick. So anytime you're on Google, you can click on that. Another view is if you go to www.google.com, and then you notice up here on the right hand corner, if you're already signed in, you're going to see the app drawer right here as well. Click on it, and there again, you see the apps once more. Okay. So let's talk about some of the Google apps for education that we have here in the district. The first one that we have is Mail. And this is probably the most common one. It's like Gmail, the same type of mail that you use to send emails to your friends, to your family members, or even to your colleagues as well. So we have Microsoft Exchange working at the same time as the Google Apps for Education or Gmail account as well. Connected to the Mail account is Google Calendar. And so you're able to plan everything out straight from your Google Calendar. We also have Drive, Docs, Sheets, Slides, Google+, Sites, Groups, and Contacts. So I'm going to talk about Google+ real quick. I don't really have a slide on this one, but I want to go ahead and share with you some information about this. Okay, so Google+ is a very awesome social media site, and it's kind of like Facebook. And one thing that I really like about this is that you have the opportunity to go ahead and view what other people are doing across the country. So if you have people that are working on something, or if there are people working on a certain project dealing with the ecosystem for science, then they're posting their projects online. Well, you could actually view what they're working on and see all of that information. So the way I like to say this is there are great ideas out there. We don't have to stop and reinvent the wheel. So that's a great way of doing that. And all of the Google Plus accounts that you have on there are all Google Plus accounts for education. So you be sure that you will be getting good content on there. And then we have contacts as well, and I'll explain that in just a little while when we touch on the mail. So, oops, sorry. Don't know why I exited. All right. So, the first thing that we're going to talk about is Google Drive. Google Drive is an online cloud storage service that allows you to store your documents, photos, videos, and more online. You can use Google Docs, Sheets, Slides, Forms, and even drawings while you're online. So one of the great things about Google Drive is it's very similar to Dropbox, except in Google Drive, you have the opportunity to save your, create documents or sheets or spreadsheets straight from Google Drive as well. So that means you'll be able to access them from any device that you have. So if you have an Android tablet, phone, or an iOS device, you're going to be able to access all of those documents straight from those devices. And I'll show you in just a moment how we can actually set that up. So no more of these things. The flash drives are something that are pretty much obsolete. I don't use them anymore. And it's one of those things that if you still use it, a lot of times they can fail on you, or what if you forget it or you lose the flash drive and now you are without all of your documents that you actually needed for that day of work. And I remember that used to happen to me so often. When I first started working here in the district in 2008, I had one flash drive, and that one flash drive was connected to my computer, and a student was running by the computer, broke that flash drive, and now all of my files were lost. So at that point, that's when I started deciding to say, you know what, we need to have a backup. And the great thing about Google Drive is there's really no way for them to lose all of your files. So your files are going to be safe in the cloud, stored on the Google servers, on multiple servers. So you don't have to really worry about losing a USB drive or losing your hard drive. It's always going to be there. So please don't buy those USB drives anymore. And maybe you can try testing out the whole Google Drive ecosystem, and it might work for you, and you might actually like to start using this in your day-to-day routine. So in a moment, we'll go ahead and talk a little bit more about Google Drive. So if you're using a Apple computer or a Windows PC, you can actually download the Google Drive app, and you would do that by going to www.google.com/drive/download. And this will download the actual app for you. And we're actually going to do that right now. When you do this, you'll actually have access to all files from your computer, including Microsoft Office files and Google Drive files. Now, there's a little catch to that. Once you download this, doesn't mean that you're automatically going to have all of your files that you have ever created that are saved in your documents folder saved into Drive. You actually have to manually do that. Now, I know it sounds a little tedious, but if you do this over a course of a week or a course of a month, you could actually move and migrate all of your files from your hard drive to your Google Drive. And we're actually going to go ahead and start doing that right now. So I have this open. I'm going to go ahead and click on the link, open it up, and it's going to ask whether or not I want to download for PC. Yes, I want to download this for PC. And if you'll notice, it's already showing you what's actually happening. So it's popping up on all the devices right there. So I'm going to go ahead and click on download for PC. And I'll notice that this is downloading already. It's asking me, yes, I want to accept and install. And then there's other ways to download for your Android devices and for your iOS devices as well. And if you'll notice down here, it'll be in your downloads folder, Google Drive Sync. I'm going to go ahead and open that and give it a second for it to actually open up. And if it asks you for user account control, do you want to allow this app to make changes to your PC? Yes, you do. Okay, and it's not going to take over your PC. It's pretty secure, so you don't really have to worry about that. It just takes a few seconds to download and to install. It won't take very long. All right, installation complete. So I'm going to go ahead and click on close. And once I click on close, it should start launching the program by itself. So I'm going to go ahead and wait for it just a little bit longer. Usually it'll pop up over here and it'll be this symbol that will be right down here. And for some reason, it's taking a while to install and get going. So we're going to wait just a little bit longer. And let's see what actually happens. So just give you some ideas. I have not used Microsoft Word or Microsoft Excel or PowerPoint in quite a while. The last time that I think I've used it to actually create a document was maybe 3 or 4 years ago. Everything that I do is primarily through Google Drive and their Google apps. So I'm going to actually go ahead and click on the Google Drive app that was installed, and hopefully it opens up. And if it doesn't, then what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to type that out for you all in the actual presentation. So it doesn't look like it's launching for some reason. That might be a problem with my computer. But for yours, it might actually launch. So I'm going to click one more time. If you'll notice, it's still spinning. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of bypass that, and I'm going to jump over to talking about docs. And whenever it opens up, we'll jump back and we'll go ahead and talk about that. So some of you all know that the equivalent to Google Docs is Microsoft Word. Now, not all the features that are in Microsoft Word are in Google Docs. So I do caution you. So there's not a lot of amazing features because Microsoft has been around for a very long time and they've been perfecting their craft for that long already. But there are some really useful features, and in a later presentation I'll actually go over some of those useful features as well. You could actually upload a Microsoft Word file to Google Drive. And we are already using it in the webinar Q&A document, and it's great for collaboration. So in the Q&A document, I could actually see everything that people type. So if I want to ask a question, I could actually ask a question just like this. Okay, and then I can go ahead and type the response right through here as well. So it's a very useful feature, very beneficial, great for students, great for teachers, and for teachers to collaborate on lesson plans or on school-wide projects that they're working on as well. So it's a very, very awesome tool. There's also Sheets in Google, and it's the equivalent to Microsoft Excel. You can add formulas and perform calculations. You can graph some of the data that you have in a sheet, and you can also create charts as well. And it's great for collaboration as well. Think about using it for your students when they're in their science class and they have to chart certain changes or graph certain changes in an experiment that they actually conducted. So it's a very useful feature as well, Google Sheets. And again, it fosters collaboration. We also have Google Slides, and this is the equivalent to Microsoft PowerPoint. And there are a lot of themes, and they continually add themes maybe once a month. And the functionality is pretty on point with PowerPoint as well. The only issue is some people want to embed video. And when I do a slide presentation webinar, I'll actually go ahead and show you all how to do that as well. And again, it fosters collaboration. I know one of the things that when I used to create PowerPoints when I was in school, we would have a floppy disk and we'd walk around with a floppy disk and put it into each computer and then go ahead and work on that document using the floppy disk. We don't need to do that anymore. We just have to share that one slideshow with another student and they're automatically able to work on it all at the same time. And all of this stuff that we're able to do with the students using the Google Apps for Education is actually holding them accountable for everything that they do. So that's a great way to teach them digital citizenship and teach them what it means to respect each other. Because I've had times when students would go out there and they would, mess around with someone else's slide, and I would be able to say, you know what, you did this and you weren't supposed to do that. And they're like, well, you don't have any proof. Yes, I do. It's all in the revision history. So all of that stuff is being recorded, and it's a great way to hold our students accountable and hold them to a higher standard as well. We also have Calendar. You can share it with others. They can view and edit if you give them access, and they can create multiple calendars as well. So it's a great way to stay organized. Our students can use it as well and stay organized, and it's awesome for them to plan out their afternoons. And they can even share it with their family as well, because if they have to get picked up at a certain time and they already have it planned out on a calendar, that'll be very beneficial for the students as well. And there's also Google Forms, and we're going to kind of go over each of these things as well. Not in depth, but I just wanted to show you what they are. So you can administer a survey, take attendance, or whatever else you can think of with this. You can also have quizzes on the, I apologize, just lost this real quick. Okay, you can also have quizzes self-grade themselves, and I have a video on that on my YouTube channel. So you could have all of your quizzes be taken by a student and then have it automatically graded with a quiz sent back to them. So let's go ahead and go on. No, we're not done yet. I just saw a question, where is the revision history? And so I'm going to bring over the Q&A here, right over here. And so revision history is going to be located, and this is under Google Docs. It'll be located under File, and then it'll be located right here where it says See Revision History. So if I go ahead and click on See Revision History, now I'm going to see all of the revisions on the right-hand side. So let's say I want to go ahead and go back to the very beginning of time and say, you know what, I want a blank slate. Well, that's what we're going to start with, and we'll go from there. So this is a blank slate, and I can click Restore this revision. I don't want to restore this revision because I think that some of the information that y'all have is actually here or is very important. So we're going to go back to the last edit, which was this right here. And I'll leave that question there. I will answer it right underneath it. So please don't delete it. And if you have any other questions, I can go ahead and answer those as well. But this is Google Docs, and it's a very, very easy to use document editor or publisher. You have all of the same features that you would have on your Windows, Microsoft Office, Word, I guess, program as well. You have bold, italics, underline, changing the colors. You can even link certain words to a certain hyperlink. You have comments on the right side. We have quite a few features, so that's a pretty awesome feature as well, or a nifty program app that we have in Google. Here, I'm going to come back and I'm going to show you all, hopefully Google Drive installed already. If it didn't, there's an issue with that. Okay. And so I see another question coming in. Is the history available to everyone or only to the person who created the documents? Well, the history is actually available to everyone. So if you have 4 or 5 people working on this file, all of them are going to be able to see the revision history. So just be aware of that as well, okay? Because I believe you'll be able to see it as well, and other people who come in will be able to see the revision history as well. So good question, very good question. So I'm going to go ahead and show you. I'm just going to make my window a little bit smaller, move it over here, and I don't want anything there. So I have this document titled Blank Training Document. So this document, I'm going to open it up so you can see it. It was created with Microsoft Word, and it's just a simple document with some words on it, a short paragraph, and I already have it named. I'm going to go ahead and close it out. And the cool thing about this is I could actually, if you're using Google Chrome, and that's the stipulation, you have to use Google Chrome for this to actually work. I could actually click right here and drag it straight into this, and it'll say drop files to instantly upload them to my drive. So if I go ahead and let go, what's going to happen is now, let me make this larger. Now you're going to see uploading document, 1 upload complete, and it says that this document was completed. If I look for it, it's going to be towards the bottom right here, and I could actually open it straight from Google Chrome or Google Drive. So if I double click on it, this is the document that's popping up right now. Now, what if I want to go ahead and edit this document? Well, it's pretty simple. You upload it into Google Drive. Now we could actually edit it. And the easiest way to edit it is to go to Google Docs, and you'll click up here where it says Open With, and then you'll click on Google Docs. Okay, and what's happening, it's going to take just a little while. If your document is really large and has a lot of words in it, a lot of formatting, then it's going to take a lot longer for that document to open. So when that happens, it will take a very long time for it to open. And if you'll notice up here, it'll say blank training document.docx. This was the Word file that we created earlier, okay, and that we uploaded. So we could actually go in here and we can start typing out or editing the document. Now, I have to caution you. A lot of people like to use Google Drive and Google Docs to store their files. Now, one of the things that I really like about Google Drive, if you create the file inside of Google Drive or Google Docs, then the formatting will probably never change unless you actually manually change it. So just be aware of that. Now, since I uploaded a Word document into Google Drive and opened it with Google Docs, now the formatting actually changed. So you'll notice that the blue line that was here is no longer there. You'll notice that some of the words are looking a little bit different. And so all of those things go into effect whenever you're making a document. Okay, so I do caution you all, make sure that if you're going to make a document in Google, try to make it all in there, because sometimes the formatting is not going to translate very well. Okay, you have, if I go ahead and highlight everything, we have the bold, italics, underline. We can center this, we can move it to the right, we can justify it, we can change the line spacing to double. We have the numbered list, we have the bulleted list. All of these features are here as well for you all to use and utilize. So that's a great thing. We also have the regular file. Now, the great thing about Google Docs is that you'll never have to save a file again. So what's going to happen now is once you open up the document, you are going to be able to start typing, and anything that you type will automatically be saved. So it doesn't matter what you type or how many letters you type, whatever you type, it's being saved. So up here, you'll also notice all changes saved in this drive. Every change you make is automatically saved in Drive. Last edit was seconds ago. So if the last time you edited this was yesterday, then it'll say there, last edit was from yesterday. Okay, so very neat feature. Great for collaboration as well. So if I wanted to go ahead and share this with another person, I could actually share it with someone else by emailing it to them. I could type in their email right here, and then I could go ahead and give them editing rights, comment rights, or that they can only view that document. And then I would click on send or done, and it'll send it to them, and they'll get an email in their Google Mail account. Okay, so they have to sign in with their @missioncic.org account in order to go ahead and edit it. And that's something that I think is more of a safeguard, because sometimes we don't want other people outside of the organization to be able to access it and change things. So you can check that off here as well, or you can go over here and say, you know what, anyone can actually edit this one document. And that's the way I have the Q&A document set up. Anyone can go in there and edit it. So pretty awesome that you could share. We can go ahead and say, you know what, I'm going to highlight this, and I want to go ahead and say, you know what, we're going to go ahead and add a comment. And I could say anything like change the color, and then comments on that. And then whoever comes in can actually go to this and say, oh yeah, you know what, that's right, I should have that a different color, change it to red. And then all they have to do, once they're done, click on resolve, and that comment goes away. Now, it's not forever deleted, it's just put away right through here in this little area right there. So it's a pretty nifty feature. Let's say I want to go ahead and remove all the formatting. There's a TX right here, and that's clear formatting. So I could clear all the formatting and go back to the original document formatting that I opened it up in. So pretty awesome trick right there. Now I want to show you all Google Slides. Very similar. We have all of the same things that we can do in PowerPoint right in here. We can change the background, and we could change the theme. And there's quite a few themes right over here. Any theme that you like. And you can also import a theme that you already have created. We could add transitions as well. And you would just click on something, add an animation, and then you go from there. And again, everything that you do is automatically being saved. So there's no more file save anymore, or no more Control S. So that's an awesome feature as well. I'm going to go into a different app. I'm going to go into Sheets just to show you all Sheets real quick. This is a blank sheet, and it'll usually take you to the landing page where you get to choose what type of sheet you want to create. And there's some templates here that we have. wedding planners, calendars, schedules, travel planner, anything that you want to create. Let's say we'll go ahead and create a travel planner. Okay, so the travel planner will start getting created, and if you'll look, everything looks pretty nice. Okay, great. Now, on the very top, this area right here, this is where you change the name. You could actually change the name to anything that you want. So you can go ahead and click here. And as soon as you start typing, it'll start saving. So you don't have to worry about that. So I'm just going to go ahead and type something. Okay. And it's saved. So you're ready to go. So it's an awesome feature right there. You also have the ability to add sheets to the bottom right here. And you can add as many sheets as you need. And you can also share all of these spreadsheets as well. And you have the same ability to go in there, edit, comment, or view only. So that's something to look at as well. I want to show you all the Google Calendar. All right, so Google Calendar is opening up, and this is my calendar right here. I have a lot of things put in there, but if I wanted to turn off a calendar, I would just click on the little side button over here, turn it off, turn it back on, and I can view everything. Very simple. I can click on an area, and I can go ahead and type in whatever I need to type it in right there. So that's how that would work. Very simple setup. And you can also view other people's calendars if they give you permission to view them as well. So it's a great setup for Google Calendar. Very beneficial. You have tasks as well that can pop up over here on the side, and you'll be able to view all of your tasks and be able to work on it straight from here if you have something that you need to work on. So that's Google Calendar. And the last thing that I'm going to show you before we get ready to call it a day is going to be Google Plus. So Google Plus is this right here. It's pretty awesome. And we're able to view all of these people that are sharing information about education from across the country. I really like looking at this stuff. I really like trying to get ideas and seeing if there's new products out there that we could possibly use. And there are some awesome things, and people post GIFs so that you could actually go in there and start learning straight on your own. So it's a pretty nifty feature. Google Plus is pretty awesome. Very similar to Facebook, but it has a little different twist for Google Apps for Education. So that's pretty much it. I know it was kind of fast, but that's kind of the beauty about being able to view this at your own pace. I'm going to go back into make sure that we don't have anything else going on with our Q&A. If you have any other questions, please feel free to put them in there. If not, you don't have a question right now, add them in later, and then I'll go back in there and I'll answer those questions whenever we need to get them answered. Okay, so let me go ahead and just read my outro here. I have it typed out. I plan to have one webinar a week, and it will be posted on upcoming webinars on the Instructional Technology webpage. So if you go back to our PD or Instructional Technology webpage, it's going to be posted right here underneath upcoming webinars. And you'll see just that one webinar for next week or the following week posted right here. And then all webinars that are recorded trainings are going to come back in this area, and you're going to start to see them populate right down here as well. I also have tech tips and more. So I do like to share as much technology information as I can with you all. We have some tech tips in here. Feel free to go in there and read them whenever you get a chance. And if you have a suggestion or you have an idea, send me an email, and I'll be more than willing to throw that in there and give you credit for it wherever you need it. There's other information in here as well. Internet safety. I'm updating this web page as well, so be on the lookout for a refresh of this as well. And then there's videos or links, excuse me, that we use in the district: Atomic Learning, BrainPop, ClassLink, Discovery Education, EBSCO, Eduphoria, and then a few other ones as well. And I need to go in there and make sure that all of them are working and there are no issues with them. So I really do hope you enjoyed this webinar. Also, it'll take me between 24 and 48 hours to send you your certificate once you have completed and received an 80% or better on your quiz. Don't forget to submit your feedback via the anonymous survey that is linked on the PD Resources webpage. So I just want to go back to the quiz. So once you take this quiz, it's a fairly easy quiz, 5 questions, and you get a grade back from me. It'll have the grade that you received, and if you got an 80 or better, then you will be sent a certificate, and that certificate is going to look something similar to this, except it will have your name on it, and you'll be able to go in there and print this out and attach it to your PDOS Eduphoria training page. So it'll look very similar to this, except there'll be some pictures on it once it loads. There it is. And you'll be able to print it and then attach it to your document. So be on the lookout. Whatever email you use when you completed the quiz, that's how I'm going to go ahead and send you that certificate. Now, if you have any other questions or any other concerns, feel free to throw them in here in the webinar Q&A, and or email them to me. And my email, again, let me go back to my presentation, is going to be right here. And it's aesierra83@missioncic.org. I encourage you to use the missioncic.org one because for some reason the mcic.org one is catching my emails and it's not sending them to me in a timely manner. So please use this or use the Q&A webinar document that you have on your screen if you're watching live. And if you're not watching live, I hope you get to tune in next time. I know some people wanted to be able to join in live, but they had other previous engagements, and sometimes we can't get everyone and you know, to see it live, but next time, hopefully next time, we can. Again, thank you for watching this webinar, and I'm glad that you were able to take part in our very first webinar for Mission CISD. I am Armando Sierra, your District Instructional Technology Strategist, and don't forget to follow me on Twitter at MCISD_tech and on YouTube at MCISD Tech. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me. And I'm going to go ahead and stop broadcasting right now. And within 24 hours, this video will actually be posted onto YouTube. So be looking out for that as well. Thank you.